What is up, Mentors Collective? On this episode, I am bringing you an episode for the doctors out there. This is for any, third, fourth year medical students. Please grab a pen and paper and take out your notepad. This is going to be huge for you. Also, residents, this is going to be major for you, and also doctors in general. I know I haven't done many episodes for you medical professionals out there, PAs, nursing students. Please tune in. This one's for you. It is going to bring you a combination of entrepreneurship, investing, a whole lot of value for you right here. And with that being said, I've got this very special guest on the show today. His name's Sal Gaddam. I've been connected with this guy for years. We've been DMing, trying to get me a mortgage to buy a home through these amazing opportunities that exist out there, and invited him on the show. Figured he's got a lot of great information for all of you. So Sal, thank you so much for coming on the show with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you again. And just so everybody knows, as a doctor, as a medical professional, we have a lot of opportunities out there and a lot of, laws and regulations and the way people look at us a little bit differently. Not only is it a little bit more trust, but financial trust as well. And that's really what this episode is going to be about, making a smart investment in your future. And that's what Sal's going to talk about. So Sal, why don't you tell us what it is that you do and what it is that you have to offer for us medical professionals out there?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I am Sal Gaddam, and I am a realtor. Not only am I just a realtor, but I am the one of the only DRS agents in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. DRS started out as something called Doctors Relocation Services, which was for residents moving around the United States, going from one hospital program to another, or maybe they have fellowship in another state. But it's just grown into something so much more. So right now we service MDs, DOs, podiatrists, veterinarians, dentists, you name it, anybody in the medical arena. We're helping them buy homes, buy investment properties, sell their homes. Residents, they sometimes buy a home their second year and they want to rent it out and then buy a bigger forever home. We do all that stuff. So it's been a very, very fun ride.
Awesome. And we were just speaking a bit about the details of this before the show actually started, and it seems too good to be true. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what is actually available for doctors in terms of numbers? Give me a second, because I've been looking to buy a home and I've been hearing all these rumors and talking to agents and mortgage brokers. They're like, oh, you need 20% to avoid the insurance. And we're looking at $1.5 million homes. 20% is a whole lot of money, even though interest rates are low. Tell me a little bit about the numbers, because I was blown away by what you told me before the episode.
Absolutely. So for medical professionals, they have certain specific loans to buy a home. It's 0% down up to $750,000 and 5% down up to $1.6 million. Sometimes some banks do it to $1.5 million, but the big thing is there is no PMI, which is only afforded to veterans, people who have served for this country. And other than that, it's medical professionals. PMI is huge over the course of the loan. Not paying a private mortgage insurance, which PMI stands for, will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. And just getting $750,000 up to $750,000 with 0% down and no PMI is huge. And that could be for a resident, PGY1, or an attending, or anybody that's looking to, stop paying rent and move into a place.
So what are the qualifications for this loan? I know you listed the medical professions, but like me, who's not currently practicing, do I still qualify for that loan?
Absolutely. And the nice thing about the doctor's loan is, what we call it the doctor's loan is you don't even have to have started work yet, as far as residency or becoming an attending goes. The way that it works is you just have to have a letter of intent from a hospital or from a residency program, or if you're coming out of residency and you're going to be an attending, you just have to have a letter of intent of where you're going to be starting to work, and the bank will actually lend you the money to buy a home. It is available to all medical professionals. Again, DOs, MDs, dentists, podiatrists, veterinarians. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing product. Not many residents and doctors have heard of this product, but it's great to, preach the gospel of the doctor loan.
Gotcha. So you do have to be actually practicing or planning to practice in the near future.
Correct.
That's an important one. The other thing is the income to debt ratio for a lot of doctors is massive. Is that just kind of exempt in this plan? A lot of doctors going in have, $500,000 in student debt and they're going in making $50,000 a year. Most mortgage brokers would look at that and go, crap. Is that not the case here?
There are certain ways to get around your student debt. I'm not a mortgage broker, so definitely please DM me and I will put you in contact with the right person to answer that. But yes, there are ways to defer student loans in order to get a house buying mortgage loan.
Super promising. Obviously, I'm sure, I guess the one thing standing in my way as a resident with like $400,000 in debt, yeah, let's take another, $500,000 in debt to buy a house. Why not have $1 million in debt? Talk me into buying a house as an incoming PGY1.
I think that, well, so I just recently helped a PGY1 buy her first home. She bought a 3-bedroom condo and she is renting out the other 2 rooms to fellow residents, which is awesome because basically they're helping her pay her mortgage off. The hope is that she grows equity in this home, and at the end of her surgical residency, when she sells the place or continues to rent it out, she will be able to pay her student loans off, or just keep it as a rental property and use the money from that rent to pay down her student loans. There's a lot of cool ways that we can definitely structure real estate to be beneficial for the medical professional.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to chime in from an investment standpoint. If you're coming in as a PGY1 and you could put down 5% and not have to pay any insurance, and you're going into a residency class with other residents who need a place to live for the next, 3 to 8 years, who are going to be very reliable tenants who are never there. I can't think of an easier investment like going into a residency program that's going to pay off in the long run as well. It's just like a no-brainer.
Absolutely. I just touched base with my client about a couple of weeks ago, and she said that she doesn't really see her roommate because her roommate and her are different residency programs in different hospitals here in Chicago. And, still her roommate is paying off her mortgage.
Yeah, it's definitely a no-brainer investment, assuming that you can qualify with all of that debt and all this stuff, but you're not a broker. So again, that's up for, we'll see. Going into residency, I guess for me was scary. You're likely moving to a new area. You don't know the real estate scene. Do you work in a specific area, or can you do this nationwide? Or what would you suggest a resident do if they're interested in, taking advantage of these things?
First and foremost, please DM me, send me any of your questions. My specific area that I practice in, I would say, is the Chicagoland area and surrounding suburbs. But my network of DRS agents and people who I trust and I have vetted and I have sent referrals to through the years, I mean, I have 80,000 people in my network that I can call up and say, hey, I have a resident that's coming to, Birmingham, Alabama, or I have a resident coming into Bozeman, Montana, like anywhere in the 50 states, really, like I will be able to help you do what you need to do as far as housing goes.
Awesome. And right now, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the interest rates right now. We're looking at our getting a house, and the mortgages are so low. It's so cheap to take out to borrow money right now. Do you think now's a great time to take advantage of something like this? Or do you think house prices are going to go down?
No, I think that it is a phenomenal time to take advantage of this situation. I have had clients just last week get locked into 2.8% for interest. I mean, that is like so low, historically low interest rates right now. I mean, a couple of years ago, people were getting locked in at like 4.25, and that was, just people were like just so over the moon about that. But now people are getting locked in at 3.8, especially with not having to put any money down up to 750.
So let's just go back for people who are interested in doing this. Are nurses able to take advantage of this? I know we spoke about this pre-meeting, but please just talk to the audience about specifically kind of who would qualify: techs, nurses. What other kind of medical professionals out there that might be on the line? We said podiatry, yes.
Podiatry, yes. Veterinarians, yes. DOs, MDs, dentists, yes, and podiatrists, yes. Right now, they're working on getting specific loans for RNs, NPs, nurse anesthetists. There are absolutely, products for people in that realm also. Again, best thing to do, just get in touch with me and I'll talk to you about it. I get, hundreds of DMs a day, and I try to answer all of them as much as I can. One of the big things that I always push for residents is if you really take the numbers that you're paying per month in rent and immediately times it by 3, because you're at least doing a 3-year residency, maybe 5, maybe 8 plastics, sometimes 9, 10 neurosurgeries, 10, and just look at what you'll be paying in rent versus buying a place. And even if you're making, like, the regular resident 40, 50, $60,000 a year, there are places out there around your hospital that you can definitely buy, and your mortgage will be so much cheaper than your rent. But yes, to answer your question, there's a product for everyone in the medical profession.
Awesome. It honestly does sound like a no-brainer. And if you get a place with, 3 or 4 bedrooms and fill it with your co-residents, then you live for free or may even make a couple bucks at the end of the day. So absolutely a no-brainer. I think that's super valuable for doctors out there. Hopefully there's a lot of you aspiring residents and medical students listening to this who are going to take action and reach out. Any final notes about, real estate or buying a house or opportunities for doctors or medical students out there?
There's never a bad time to buy a house. Even people who are like, we bought our house at the height of the market before the crash, or they're saying, oh, we got a great deal during the crash. Everything kind of evens out, especially with refinancing and paying your house off faster, or once you become an attending and you start making the big bucks, it's just easier to pay your mortgage note off faster, and you're not really chained to like a 15 or 30-year term. So it's, no matter what the market is doing, real estate is just solid. It's a solid investment, depreciation that you can use against your taxes. Again, I'm not a CPA. DM me and I'll, point you in the right direction of CPAs who specifically do real estate depreciation. Great investment for physicians, especially once you, start making more money. It's a great way to save money that you're making, but it's real estate overall just a solid investment.
It's one of the, the time-proven classic investments. It's physical property, you own it, and it's never going to, go out of style. So absolutely agree. Couldn't agree more. I think it's an awesome opportunity. And thank you for coming on and sharing that with all of my doctor viewers. And for people who are looking to contact Sal or get more information on this, please check the show notes. I'm going to put his Instagram handle and his email address. Send him a DM. He's super active on Instagram. He's a loyal and great follower. So thank you, Sal. And is that right? DM you and you'll respond? What is it? Sal Gaddam?
Actually, SRG Group 1 is my Instagram.
Okay, perfect. And like I said, it'll be in the show notes. Thank you again. And for those of you who are watching this Mentors Collective, I hope you really enjoyed this episode. I like to bring you just straight, easy, short, digestible value. So thank you for tuning in. If you loved this episode and you think your friends might benefit from it, grab a screenshot, tag me, tag Sal. I'll send you a free t-shirt and send this to your other doctor friends. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next episode.